My name's Jillian.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I was born in Chattanooga, born and raised. I'm engaged to my high school sweetheart.
Awesome.
I just graduated from Carson-Newman University.
Okay.
I absolutely loved it there.
Awesome.
And so now it's time for me to come back home and hopefully start working in the community.
Awesome. So what brought you to this hospital? Have you kind of read up on us?
So since I was born in Chattanooga, I know Erlanger's a really huge hospital and really involved with the community, and I think that that's awesome. And I've always, after my community class, I really felt a strong passion towards working with the community, and I think Erlanger does that, and I think that's awesome. And also, I know that Erlanger is a teaching hospital, and I think that's super important, and I would love to be able to help future nurses and help with their education.
Yes.
And I think working here would really facilitate that.
Okay, so where do you kind of see yourself? You're a new grad. Where do you see yourself, like, on the floor? What do you want to do? Do you just want to be on the floor as a nurse? Do you want to be in the research? What kind of...
I think that obviously I would love to work on the floor. I came from Carson-Newman, which is really into evidence-based practice, and research is really huge there. So I think it's really important to be able to help with that research and find new ways to help patients. So
Awesome.
I would be very interested in working on research things.
Okay. So how, you came from Carson-Newman, they're a pretty tough school. How would your teachers describe you as a student that would put you, as somebody we would want in our hospital?
So I think that my teachers would consider me a hard worker. When, through my academic achievements, I have gained a spot on the Sigma Theta Tau International Honor
Awesome.
Society. So I think that it in itself shows how dedicated I am to my work. And so.
Awesome. Good. Well, how do you describe yourself? What do you see as some of your strengths?
One of my strengths is, I guess all nurses consider themselves compassionate, but I think that I really want the good for my patient. And I think through my work, through my interaction with patients, I think that shines.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's awesome. So then what would you think of as one of your weaknesses that maybe you could build upon?
So I think something for my weakness that also goes into one of my strengths as well is that I'm very I am very observant of certain things.
Sorry, Dr. Keep going.
I'm very observant of things such as, pulling meds and scanning them into the system and then giving them to my patients.
Okay.
And I think that can also slow me down a little sometimes, is how thorough I am and kind of just the technique that I pull the meds and the way that I give them. So,
Okay.
but I'm very thorough with what I do.
Okay, that's good.
So
where do you see yourself in 3 years?
So in 3 years, I would hope that I am still working on this floor. I want to be a preceptor. Like I said before, I think that education is really important for future nurses. And when I was at school, I got to experience a lot of different types of nurses and work with them. And I really cherish the ones who actually let me do some stuff, whereas the ones who kind of ran and hid from me. And so I want to be one of those nurses who really helps the students with their education, because I think being more hands-on with students, I think that that's super important. And so I see myself on this floor being maybe a preceptor, maybe into the researching that this hospital helps with or does. And
yeah, that's awesome. Good. So now, hypothetical situation. Say something happened that you disagree with. How would you handle a situation like that?
So if I was in a situation where
let me give you a better example.
Okay.
Let's say something happens in a room where you see a nurse sign off on a medication without really checking it. How do you feel you should handle that as a fellow nurse, or if that was you in that situation, how do you feel you should handle it?
Okay, well, first I would pull that nurse aside, and say that I don't agree with the way that she's giving the patient medications, and if I saw it again, I would go to the nurse supervisor, because that's negligence towards
Okay.
then that can put the patient in harm. And so I think to be an advocate, I think a nurse's role is to be an advocate for the patient. And so with that, I would, do my best to play that role.
Okay. And so since Erlanger is very strong in the community, what personal traits do you see in yourself that makes you a good candidate to be able to work with different cultures and different groups of people? What makes you a good nurse for that?
Well, with my community clinicals in nursing school, we were able to really get involved in a lot of different cultures, especially the culture of poverty. And so I think being able to put that with practice, for instance, I know that Erlanger has a big connection with the Ronald McDonald House, and I think that it'd be good I'd want to go and maybe volunteer there, just so that the parents of those kids that are in the hospital, just so that they can see familiar faces there and actually see that, the nurses contribute to the community, not just within the hospital, but outside as well, and actually care about the families and their well-being.
Okay. So why should we hire you? That's really just the grand mal question. Why should our hospital put you on our floor?
So with this floor and specifically, I feel very strongly about baby and mother connection, and I think a lot of the nurses sometimes don't really facilitate that bonding that the mother or father and the child needs. So I really want to be able to facilitate that process of bonding with them. And when parents come in to see their children, I'd really want to be able to let them be more hands-on that maybe other nurses don't let them do, because I think that's very important for the baby and for the family. And also, I want to be able to form that connection with parents so that when they leave the unit and have to leave their child, I think that I want to be able to provide that trusting relationship with them so that they feel comfortable leaving their child in this tough situation. And I think it's really awesome to be able to see the children, or this little tiny baby, be able to overcome, really hard circumstances and to meet those milestones. And if I got to see that every day of my life, I think that would just be awesome in itself, to be able to be a part of that and a part of that growth.
With the good that, it's good that you see everything positive about that floor. Now with the things that come, grief, with losing a child and the families that go through that, how do you think that you will be able to facilitate better healing for those families in those situations?
Okay. Well, when in nursing school, we learned a lot of, positive therapeutic communication, such as listening and, touching. And I feel like that is be able to contribute to that process by, being there for the people or for the families in that process, and, being a gentle spirit towards them and actually giving them time to process their loss and not rushing them. So
very important. If we are interested, we do want to know, is there any other places that you're looking at jobs with? Are you just searching around, or are you only looking with us right now? We just want to know where you're at and what's going on.
Okay, so I really would love this floor to work on, but I have looked into, something maybe the next best, such as mother and baby, which kind of does the same thing. Be able to facilitate that connection between the mother and baby. And I've looked into the residence program that would be able to, I'd be able to shadow different floors just in case this doesn't work out.
Awesome.
To see maybe where other places where I'm supposed to be at.
Okay. Do you have anything you need to ask me, tell me, any questions you have for us?
So I'm just curious about what y'all's scheduling exactly is. Is it, like 2 on, 5 off? Or
We usually will do 3 on, 2 off, 4 off. I don't know. Yeah, that's how we usually do our schedules. We'll usually give you your schedule for every 2 weeks. If there's any questions you have about that, you can definitely ask your nurse manager. If, with that, people are pretty flexible if you want to switch shifts kind of thing, but we really want you to be on time and be here and everything. So, but that's usually how our scheduling goes.
Okay. I'm also curious about how overall, like how the floor vibe is. Is it usually super fast?
So we have a wide range of nurses. We have definitely older generation nurses and we have younger generation nurses. So there's that gap there. There's a lot of learning taking place. It's high flow. You've got patients coming in if they're not already there, and then their families. We believe in free visitation. Is that something you believe in?
Yes, for
Okay.
sure.
So we'll definitely have families coming in and out, so you'll experience that. And then just the doctors and nurse practitioners that come around every once in a while to update their diagnoses and check on the children. But really, it's if you take the night shift, it can get a little long. But do you have experience with night shift, day shift? Do you have a preference?
Well, with my preceptorship, I did night shift.
Okay.
And
Did you like it?
really enjoyed it. So
Okay.
that's really what I would love to do is night shift.
Okay.
Really starting out.
Awesome. Well, that's good to know. Well, it was great to meet you. If we go through with this, you will be hearing from our other counterparts. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Okay.
This is a great interview. Have a good
You too.
rest of your day.